Storytime! It is so wonderful to be back with you as we start our spring Storytime session. We'll have 8 weeks of fun books and activities. And I don't know about you guys, but spring is my favorite season. I absolutely love spring. I love coming out of our cold, dark, dreary winter into the bright sunshine, green grass, flowers, all kinds of fun things that spring brings. So I'm really, really excited to share the spring season with you guys. Now, for this Storytime session, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not going to be doing 100% spring story times because we kind of do those a lot, don't we? So with our calendar that we get for work, this big giant desk calendar that sits on our desks, we have some fun holidays, I guess you would call them, that we don't normally celebrate, that we are going to celebrate this time around with our spring story times. For example, on March 10th, so tomorrow, after you're watching this, is the International Day of Awesomeness. So we are going to celebrate that by reading some stories about being awesome, things that are awesome, and we're going to sing and dance a little bit as well. We are also going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. That's a little bit more common holiday. We're going to celebrate World Poetry Day, National Pencil and Crayon Day. Let's see, what else are we going to celebrate? That's all in March. So in April, let me move my calendar here, we will celebrate National Library Week. That's one of my favorite weeks of the whole year. We celebrate everything that has to do with libraries. Then we are going to celebrate National Scrabble Day by reading some books about games and playing our own little games. And then last, we're going to celebrate Earth Day. That's one that you might have heard about too. And it's the day that we celebrate all the things that make our Earth so special and so beautiful. So that's kind of a rundown of what we're going to be doing this spring. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and get started by celebrating the National Day of Awesomeness. All right? So before we start reading our stories, let's make sure that we have all of our wiggles out so that you guys are ready to listen. Okay? Ready? Arms straight up in the air. And wiggle, 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 wiggle. Good job. Wiggle this way. Wiggle that way. She can make a funny sound. Ready? Open, shut them, open, shut them. Give a little clap. Good job. Open, shut them, open, shut them. Put them in your lap. Okay, we're almost ready. Do you guys remember what we need to say? Ready? I am great. I am smart. I am strong. I am loved. And today is a wonderful day. It is, isn't it? It is a wonderful day to get to spend some time with you, my friends, reading about all things awesome. All right, our first book is called Awesome is Everywhere. Okay. It's by Neil, I have no idea how to say his last name, Pasricha. And I'm going to need your help with this book a little bit, okay? I'm going to come in real close so that you can see my pictures. Okay, here we go. Make sure I get it down here where you can see. Okay, awesome is everywhere. Here we go. All right. Need to make sure that I've got the right angles here. Are you ready? Tap the earth. You guys get your fingers ready and help me tap it. Good job. Good job. Tap it again. Ready? Boop. What's going to happen? We're getting closer. We're going in. One more time. Are you ready? Oh. You guys are very good at this. Wow! The waves are beating the sandy shore. Tilt the book away from you and give it a shake. Okay, I'm gonna tilt it. Now you help me shake. Are you ready? Shake, 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 shake. Good job. Oh, can you feel the hot sunbeams on your skin? And hear the wind whispering through the tall palm trees in the distance? Take a deep breath. See if you can smell the warm, wet, salty air. Try blowing on the waves, just a little bit. Can you guys blow on them? Good job. Try blowing harder, as hard as you can. You ready? Whoa! Quick, take a deep breath and flip the book over your head. Take a deep breath. Are you ready? Good job. Now what? Oh my goodness! We're under the water now, guys. Doesn't everything sound quieter down here? It's a private and peaceful place in the world. Keep holding your breath. Stop and listen to your heartbeat. Now, let your breath out and bring the book back down slowly. Okay, cut it over our head. Feel the warm sun on your face. Feel your body getting a little lift as the waves roll past. The cool water rushes over your toes and ankles and legs. Reach out and tap the sand. Are you ready? Tap. Good job. There are millions of grains of sand right in front of you. Rub your hand and feel the sand give you millions of little massages. Now, tap your sand again. You ready? We're gonna go in closer. Wow, this is incredible. See all the detail in the world? Every single thing is made up of smaller and smaller things. Now, shake the book and see what happens. Do you guys see all those tiny things that make up the sand? Let's shake it, okay? Good job. Now, give an even bigger shake, the biggest shake you can. How far out can we fly? Ready to help? Shake, 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 shake. Good job. Wow. We zoomed in and zoomed all the way out again. We can fly our minds to anywhere on Earth. We can fly through clouds, jump in waves, lie on sand. Awesome is everywhere. Okay, see our Earth from space? That's so cool. That is such a fun book. I really like that one. That is really, really neat to zoom in so close on that sand and see all those little tiny pieces that make up our world, right? Very awesome. Okay, before we read our next story, let's stretch our bodies a little bit, okay? I'm gonna scoot back and we're gonna stretch all the way up to the sky. Ooh, good job. You guys are getting so good at this. I bet you can almost touch the ceiling. All right, stretch to the side. all the way. Really pull that top arm over, okay? And to the other side. Nice job. All right, arms straight out, palms up, and turn your head this way and that way. Good job. Pull your arms in, give yourself a big squeeze. You guys are doing such a great job. I'm so proud of you. All right, our next book is called Izzy Gizmo, and it's by Pip Jones and Sarah Ogilvie. Now, Izzy is a very interesting little girl. She is an inventor, and I think that inventors are some of the most awesome people in our world. I think that they are just so cool. The ideas that they come up with and the things that they create for us are just so awesome. So we are going to see what Miss Izzy Gizmo decides to invent. Okay? Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. Look at her title page. She is such a cool girl. Turn my camera right here. Sorry for the bumpity-bumpities. Okay, there's Izzy. Isn't she awesome? Look at her bag of stuff that she's going to use. She uses all kinds of things for her inventions. Love it. All right, here we go. You ready? Let me make sure you can see Grandpa over here. There he is. See him? Izzy Gizmo, a girl who loved to invent, carried her tool bag wherever she went, in case she discovered a thing to be mended or a gadget to tweak to make it more splendid. She's always prepared, isn't she? Oh, but the trouble with things that have dials and switches is they don't always work. They have certain glitches. The T-Mendus, for instance, did such a fine job till out popped a piston and off dropped a knob. Then the swirly Spagasonic, for eating spaghetti, turned Grandpa's wallpaper into confetti. Oh dear. The Beardtastic had Grandpa near perfectly styled until the foam overflowed and the clippers went wild. Well, Isabel, who was so clever and bright, would get rather cross when things didn't go right. And she huffed, "It's too tough, I've had it, I quit." She kicked her invention and called it a twit. Isabel fumed. Grandpa smiled and chuckled. "You can't just quit 'cause that thingy bob buckled. Now trust me, young lady, sometimes you need to try again and again if you want to succeed." Perhaps Grandpa was right, but still Isabel sighed. She picked up her tool bag and wandered outside. Kicking the stones on the path as she walked, Izzy jumped at a bump. Up ahead, something squawked. What could it be? From the clouds, a poor crow had taken a tumble and landed kerplop in a feather jumble. Izzy ran to the vet's, but he just shook his head. "His wing's too broken to fix," the doc said. "Perhaps take him home, and there you could try to teach him to live as a crow who can't fly." Oh no. Day after day, Izzy thought she had found something fun for her crow to do on the ground, like digging for worms and racing fat slugs, hopscotch and hoopla, and searching for bugs. But the heartbroken crow simply gazed at the sky as the other birds sang and flew happily by. One night, with the crow in the folds of her sweater, Izzy sighed, "Oh, I wish I could make him feel better." I've tried. He won't play, he won't drink, he won't eat. She was so very close to admitting defeat. Grandpa said, Izzy, don't give up on him now. I know you can do it. Just work out how. Then Grandpa passed Izzy her gadgety things, and she knew what to do. I'll invent new wings. Izzy piled up her books and started to read. Then she made a long list of the things she would need. She searched for some batteries and old electronics, dismantled a mixer and the swirly Spegsonic. The crow watched, entranced, and he held Izzy's drill while she bent, bashed, and battered and walloped until... Ta-da! You see? Izzy fastened the wings with a strap, but they hummed and they twitched, far too heavy to flap. Arg! Izzy yelled. I'm no good at succeeding. The crow softly cawed, his beady eyes pleading. What now? Izzy cried. Try again, Grandpa said. Okay, follow me. And with that, off she sped. Izzy dove in a pond where she borrowed a pump. Then she took from an engine 2 sprockets, a sump. Izzy fastened the wings. They were light, they were curvy, but the wings, the wrong shape, turned the crow topsy-turvy. You guys see him? Oh dear. I give up, Izzy yelled with a furious frown. The crow sadly cawed as he hung upside down. Izzy unscrewed the head from a shower, found special circuits to adjust the wing's power. And finally, using her trusty old pliers, she borrowed the motors from 2 big blow dryers. Yes, Izzy said, the right shape, perfect weight. But one wing flapped madly. The crow couldn't fly straight. I've had it, yelled Izzy, heading straight for a bin. But the crow blocked her path. He just wouldn't give in. Izzy twizzled and tinkered, and using his beak, the tip-tapping crow gave the screws a good tweak. Then he loosened the cog from Grandpa's old mixer. You can fly, Izzy cried. Oh, your name should be Fixer. After 2 loop-the-loops, Fixer came into land and stood happily cawing upon Izzy's hand. You've tried very hard, Grandpa said, and succeeded. You kept at it, Izzy. You did what was needed. But don't pack your tools up. Your day's not quite ended. A few things round here now need to be mended. She's got to fix all of those parts and pieces that she took to make the wings, doesn't she? Well, look what she made next. Some wings for herself, so her and Fixer could fly together. Wasn't that an awesome story? I really, really like that story. Miss Izzy was feeling like a lot of us feel sometimes when we're trying something new. She's feeling very frustrated and feeling like she wasn't able to succeed to do what she needed to do, but she kept trying, right? And that's what we need to do too. All right, I found a really fun song for us to dance to. Do you guys know the song Everything is Awesome? I bet you do. All right, there's no real dance moves for this one. So you are just gonna stand up. I'm gonna make sure that you can see me here in my screen. All right, I'm all the way back here by the books. I am going to find us our song, Everything is Awesome. Are you ready? Can you guys stand up and get ready to dance?
Everything is awesome.
Here we go.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we live in our dream. Everything is better when we stick together.
Go guys,
Side by
go!
side, you and I gonna win forever. Let's party
Okay,
forever. We're the same, I'm like you like me. We're all working in harmony. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we
Now it.
live in our dream.
3, 2, 1. Have you heard the news? Everyone's talking. Life is good cause everything's awesome. Lost my job, it's a new opportunity. More free time for my awesome community. Feel more awesome than an awesome possum. Kick my body in chocolate frosting. 3 years later I shot the frosting. Smelling like a blossom. Everything is awesome. Stepped in mud, got new brown shoes. Awesome to win and it's awesome to lose. Awesome to lose. Awesome to lose. Awesome to lose.
Ready?
Everything is better when we stick together. Side by side, you and I gonna win forever. Let's party forever. We're the same, I'm like you like me. We're all working in harmony. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we live in our dream.
Blue skies, bouncy springs. We just named you awesome things. A Nobel Prize, a piece of string. You know what's awesome? Everything. Yours is clean. Allergies. A book of Greek antiquities. Brand new pants. A very old vest. Awesome items are the best. Trees, drums, clogs. They're awesome. Rocks, clocks, and socks. They're awesome. Figs and jigs and twigs. That's awesome. Everything you see or think or say is awesome.
Keep going. Keep dancing. Should we turn around again?
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome when we live in our dream.
You guys are fantastic dancers. Oh my goodness. I know that you did a much better job than Miss Kinsey did. But that was so much fun, wasn't it? Just dancing and moving our bodies in crazy ways. Very, very silly. All right, we have one book left that I would like to share with you about another awesome girl. Her name is Charlotte. The book is called Charlotte the Scientist is Squished. This is our friend Charlotte. She looks like a scientist, doesn't she? She's got her goggles on and her lab coat and her clipboard, all kinds of stuff. This book is by Camille Andros and it's illustrated by Brianne Farley. Now, if any of you guys have siblings, you might feel squished in your house sometimes too. That's what Miss Charlotte here is having a problem with, but she is going to use her scientific ways to try to solve her problem. Let's see if she is successful like Miss Izzy was. All right, here we go. I'm gonna pull my camera in again so that you guys can see my pictures a little bit better. Whoa, that might be too close. There we go. Charlotte the Scientist is Squished. Charlotte was a serious scientist. Protective glasses, a lab coat, magnifying glass were her essential scientific equipment, plus a clipboard for important notes. Charlotte solved problems by conducting experiments that followed the scientific method. Now, over here in this picture, it talks to us about the scientific method. And this method is something that all scientists use, right? First, they start out by asking a question or figuring out what problem they want to solve, and then they create a hypothesis. A hypothesis is a guess. And then they do an experiment to see if their hypothesis is correct. During their experiment, they do an observation. They watch, they look, and they see. And then they come to a conclusion whether their hypothesis was correct or incorrect. And you know what? In the scientific method, either one is fine, right? Because even if your hypothesis is incorrect, you still learn something by doing your experiment and your observation that then you can take and do a different experiment with, right? All right, so let's see how Charlotte is going to use our scientific method, okay? Charlotte had a problem. She was squished. Do you see her family? There she is. There's Charlotte. She has a lot of people in her family in a tiny little space, right? Oh, Charlotte was squished at the table. She was squished in the tub. And sometimes she was even squished on the toilet. Oh dear. It had become impossible to conduct her experiments. Her test tubes were taken, her beakers got broken, and her specimens were spoiled. Charlotte needed some space. Time to use the scientific method. Step 1, ask a question. How can I get some space around here? Step 2, form a hypothesis. If I can get rid of my brothers and sisters, I will have room to be a real scientist. Oh dear. Step 3, test the hypothesis. Experiment. She tried an experiment to make everyone disappear, but it didn't work. She tried another experiment to make herself disappear, but that didn't work either. Her sister found her, didn't she? So if she was going to get some space, she would have to go there. Oh my. She built herself a rocket in the shape of a carrot and is going into outer space. She made it. I think she's on the moon. She has landed on the moon. Step 4. Make and record observations. Charlotte was no longer squished at the table. She was no longer squished in the tub, and Charlotte could take as long as she wanted on the toilet. Space was splendid. Step 5, draw conclusions. She had all the room she needed to conduct very important experiments using her protective glasses, lab coat, and magnifying glass. Her test tubes were tidy, her beakers looked brilliant, and her specimens were sparkling. Her hypothesis was correct. She finally had room to be a scientist. The only problem was there was no one to talk to at mealtime, no one to blow bubbles with in the tub. And what was Charlotte supposed to do when she ran out of toilet paper? Space was lonely. Back to step 2, form a new hypothesis. If I can have friends in space, then I won't be lonely and I can be a real scientist. Time for more experiments. Charlotte tried chocolate, but it was too tempting. And the balloons kept floating away. And robot bunnies were poor conversationalists. They got ruined in the bathtub and tangled in the toilet paper. Boop. Charlotte missed her family. She even missed being squished. So she tried one last experiment. She's coming back to Earth in her spaceship, isn't she? And reached a new conclusion. Charlotte didn't need outer space. She just needed her own space. Here it talks a little bit about all the things that Charlotte did and about being a scientist. It means asking questions and looking for answers. I bet that you guys are all scientists and didn't even realize it. You ask questions all the time and you do experiments to find out the answers, don't you? Well, for our craft time today, in your craft kit, I'll be right back. I'm going to go grab what you're going to get so I can show you. Okay, just because we should have had it at the table ready for you already. I will do better with that next time so you don't have to look at my blank bookcase. All right, so in your craft kit, you received a CD. And you might have wondered about this CD because it has this marble glued to this side, and it has a little cap glued to the other. Then what you can do is use stickers or markers, other things to decorate your CD, and then you will have invented a new toy. So let me move my camera here so that you guys can see. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Okay, ooh, let's find it. Okay, here it is. So after you've decorated it, you guys can take it and spin it. And you can see what happens with all of your decorations as it spins. If you put on heavy stickers, that might affect how it spins. So you're going to be doing an experiment to see what kind of things work best to invent this fun new toy. You guys are going to be awesome scientists, aren't you? All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me for Storytime today. I am so glad that you were here, and I can't wait to see you next time when we celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I'll see you then, guys. Bye.